Hailey and I have accomplished a lot of things while in college.
And we were proud of these things, but never really fulfilled.
But that all ended when we had our first child.
His name is Gizmo, and he looks just like his father.
Yep, and he looks just like George Clooney.
I started working for the OU Daily the summer before my freshman year, and I fell in love with it. I got to spend a lot of time doing a lot of great reporting and great news stories and getting to learn OU through the paper. I spent 4 years at the Daily by the time it was all said and done. It was a really great experience because the people at the Daily were some of my best friends. We'd work together, we'd spend time together, and we got really close and made a lot of lifelong friends.
I started writing for the Sooner Information Network my freshman year, and that was a website ran by OUIT, but managed by students. The summer after that, SIN merged with the Daily, and they formed one big website. I did a lot of satirical articles and things like that, but me and some of the other people who were there wanted to start doing videos. While I was making all these shorts for the Daily, I was also making other shorts with friends of mine that were getting some recognition and getting into some film festivals, so a number of us decided that we would try to make a feature film, which was kind of ridiculous at the time, but we made one for $5,000 called The Stanton Family Grave Robbery, and it made it into 6 film festivals and won numerous awards. But the best thing that happened was the Oklahoma Gazette named it one of the top 10 Oklahoma films of the decade. And this was all while I was still an undergraduate. I also started writing for the Daily, doing comics called Lomics, which were poorly drawn but funny. And at first it was really annoying because they had rules and ethics, and they didn't let you swear in the paper.
And shortly after this, Mark and I actually started hanging out.
I knew Hailey was working at the Daily because I remember seeing her and running away often because she was good looking and I wasn't.
But thank goodness for NASCAR, because then Mark actually got the nerve to speak to me about NASCAR.
Hey Hailey, does your dad like NASCAR? Oh, he does? Cool. So does my dad. Maybe we should get them together to go on a date, like at a NASCAR race, and then you and I can date.
I made the second feature during my first year of graduate school. That one was titled Simmons on Vinyl, and it cost $300, and that played at a number of festivals and won numerous awards, including the Grand Jury Prize at the 2010 Dead Center Film Festival.
In the spring semester of my junior year, I spent the whole time in Washington, D.C. I had an internship given to me through the Washington Center for Politics and Journalism, working for the Houston Chronicle and Hearst Newspapers Bureau in Washington. The inauguration was my first assignment, and I got to cover a lot of President Obama's first 100 days in office. I sometimes got to go do the pool duty for the entire Washington press corps, writing the reports for the day and taking all of the notes that were sent out to all of these different reporters. And I got to cover the White House Easter egg roll, which was really exciting for me because there were kids everywhere and there was this giant Easter bunny, and I got to say hi to the president. It was a really great semester, a lot of great opportunities. I actually had a cubicle across from one of my heroes in journalism, who was Helen Thomas. One day she just looked up at me and asked me to help her get a cup of coffee because she didn't want to go all the way across the office and get it. So Helen and I got to be really good friends. We still talk to each other about once every 2 or 3 weeks or so. It continued to be a crazy year because right after I finished my internship in Washington, I got on a train and went to Philadelphia for 2 weeks training for the Dow Jones news editing program, and then headed straight to New York City. And there I did an internship for the New York Times. I was a copy editing intern on the national desk and on the science desk.
Since Hailey got an internship in New York City that summer, I decided I needed to get one as well. So I interned at B-Side Entertainment, which was a small film distributor at the time. And that summer I also decided to surprise her with proposing to her.
And I usually figure out a lot of Mark's surprises.
Wait, did she say that? That's not true.
We went to Central Park with our friends who came up, and we each got canoes. And I looked over at one point, and our friends were in the canoe with a video camera. And I looked back over, and Mark was on one knee in a canoe in the middle of Central Park Lake. And he completely caught me off guard. It was wonderful. He didn't tip the boat over, and I did say yes.
My final big thing I did at OU was my graduate project, which was my third feature film, S&M Lawn Care, which was about Salam Mel, a small town lawn mowing team that was losing their yards to a sexier villain, and they had to figure out how to get all their lawns back so they can continue on with their dreams. So far, that's played at 2 film festivals, the 2010 Austin Film Festival and the 2010 Friars Club Film Festival in New York City, where it won the Special Jury Prize for Best Narrative Film.
Right now, I'm currently finishing up my degree. I'm still doing a little bit of stringing for the New York Times. I am one of the Oklahoma stringers, so if something happens in Oklahoma, they call me, which is still a big honor. This fall, I got to cover some stories for the Oklahoma elections, and that was really exciting because I actually did get a byline in the Times.
Hold on.
Why?
Enhance that. Look at that name. I can safely say my time here at OU has not been wasted. I've made a lot of great projects, and I've worked with a lot of great professors, from Jerry Loisberg to John Schmelzer, Ralph Beliveau, and Mike Betcher. Most importantly, I met my wife, and I got a pug, and if I get a job, that will be awesome.